To Are you ready to do a day two on your epic win? Are you ready to do a day two on your epic win? Guys, give Miss Barb give Miss Barb happy-go-lucky for her 39th birthday year. Well, it's not her birthday, but Miss Barb. It kind of was. She roped in a 22K, 22,000 short, using her whole account to short coin. You got to appreciate a nice set of balls on a good woman. That was amazing. 22,000. So that's pretty good stuff. That was good, God-fearing stuff, Miss Barb. Now, let's go do what we do, which is the do. Yeah, that was hot, Miss Barb. No getting around it. Hey, Johnny, let me look at the rest of your setups here. Well, you're not even in here. Let me check there. What's going on? Roku, I'd keep Roku on this flag. I just be careful. Like I've noticed that a lot of times when you go from like 50 to say 110, that first pullback, even second pullbacks to the 9 are really good. I'm wondering, I'm more wondering of the location, but then, does it need to come back to like the breakout spot potentially, or does it can it can it keep going? So I think that's something to just kind of keep in the back of your head. Nothing crazy, but just something, right, that we got to kind of be aware of. Let me look at this other one, snow. Right, so snow, this is a 192. You've got different levels here that you'll have to trade around, but you're essentially right in a little bit of a box, and so you have to kind of trade around this bad boy a little bit. But the setup is there. The question is, does it need 1 or 2 days to tighten here? Because it has come a long way. Does it need a couple days to tighten here or not? We've actually seen stocks of recent bust loose on like day 4s, day 5s of consolidations. So I don't know. It's definitely in the cards. It's more of just the probabilities. Couple things that we need to just be aware of today. We've got a couple reports coming too, but we'll go into those in a second. TTD, PLTR. Hey, PLTR, I probably would take off the short list once it gets to 1770. Right, it's only had one down day, so one big down day. So it's definitely got some more in it, but I keep an eye on that 50-day moving average. You don't want to be shorting into that. Guillermo, you been uploading your trades? Let's see here. I took a look the other day. Miss Barb, what's your watch? I know you're just winging it, but still. You can't just tease it. Guillermo, you been uploading these trades? Let me take a look here, buddy. Nope. 11-14. Guillermo, you got to do this for me, buddy. Oh. All right, cool. Hey, morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Sorry, I was just catching on with my mentorship group for a few minutes. We like to do a little dipsy do dunkaroo in the morning, but let's get on and get the Lord's work done here. We got a lot of stuff going. This is a very exciting market because there's a lot of fun and games going. So we got two things. All right, so let's get into this. We got two fucking things. All right. Today I'm from Boston because I think Conrad's back in town. Okay. Today we got two fucking things. All right. We got these tech stocks, man. These tech stocks, they falling like motherfuckers. All right. So these tech stocks, man, they got no juice on them. So we got tech stocks pulling back, and then we have simultaneously small caps to mid caps rising. All right. So this is the shift that is happening right now. It's a good shift because it's a shift that hasn't happened in quite some time, right? If you look at the QQQs, say you bring up the tickers in the QQQ, right? So say you bring up the kickers and you go year to date. If you see year to date, you got NVIDIA 209, Meta 164, Crowd sneaky, right? PanW, Tesla, Meli, AMD, right? You have a handful of these, and then the rest of the QQQ has been in the shitter, right? You got all these going down and a bunch quite flat. So, most of the gains have been kind of concentrated, right, in these handful of names. And that's been lifted up really the whole market. So rather than a 5 or 6 stocks, now we've got a market of stocks when the IWM goes. So you want to see all IWM, Uncle Russ, we used to call him back in the day, old Uncle Russ. You want to see Uncle Russ, right, peeking his head out, saying some inappropriate, slightly racist things. That's when he's feeling his most randy. And so we want to see this. We've got room to 200 here. That's really where things start to, right? That's where the big resistance is. So we still got some room to go, and every time it looks like it gets to 200, it takes a shitter. So just something to kind of keep in the back of your minds there, but it's got room to go. So we got the Qs sitting on support. I think yesterday's lows is going to be key. Guys, JOLTS report today. Anybody know what JOLTS report means? So JOLTS report really wasn't that big of a deal. And then, probably a few months ago, it really started to spark the market. So JOLTS report is out today. I believe it's at 10. Does anybody know? It's always at 10. So it's going to be at 10. And then we got ISM manufacturing coming out. The moral of the story on these two things, though, with the JOLTS and the ISM, you want the economy to look weak. I know it's counterproductive, but if you're a bull, essentially these two got to be in the shitter. If they're in the shitter and the economy looks weak, then the market gets excited. There might be some rate cuts, right? So you're going to have this dichotomy of things where, regular people are going to be very stressed. They're like, holy crap, people are losing jobs. There's no manufacturing. There's no business being happening. But the market likes that stuff because the market likes, right, cheap money, right? Free money. We call it the helicopter money. We want to see that. So at 10 o'clock. So we got to be a little bit careful today, all right? There's going to be 2 plays today for us. 2 plays, all right? We got to fit we got to literally do 2 days in one. So today what we got to do is from 9:30 to 10, we've got a series of trades that we want to take. Probably a red to green on the market, right? So you got week open on the IWM. You got a week open on the Q. So we want to go red to green on the market on some specific plays, which we're going to go over. Then we need to fucking dump those by like 9:55, right? We'll probably, knowing us, right? We're Piker McGee's here. We'll probably dump them by, if we hit them at the open, we'll probably dump them by 9:35, but whatever. So, but we got to get out of everything by 10 because the JOLTS report has been working in the favor of the market of recent, but everything has been like every single piece of data that's been coming out, I would say in the last, month has been awful, which is good for the markets, right? Bad is good, good is bad. Always remember that in the markets. Whatever you think is good is usually bad. Whatever you think is bad is good. That's just how it goes. Don't kill the messenger, right? So every single piece of data has been coming out like Shiite, right? Except the inflation report. So that's been kind of goosing the market. We've got to be careful because once you get a series of them, it just takes a little bit of a surprise. Once everybody's positioned so far into the Santa Claus rally, right? So far into the Santa Claus rally, so far into the small cap bottom, it wouldn't take much. It wouldn't take much to get this thing kind of, right, juicy McGee's. So we'll have to be slightly careful today. I think we got to see how this JOLTS report comes out. That usually, though, it's not like the Fed day where it's like you get a pop and then it fades off all the way and then it comes back and it like chops around and there's like 4 different shakeouts. On JOLTS report day, it's pretty linear. Like you may get a quick dip and then a rip or a quick pop and a fade, or it may just go. Like it's not necessarily like it's going to ping pong around for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes or whatever it might be. That's not the case. All right. So just let's be mindful of that. And dude, we're gonna have some fun. All right, let's go in. Coop, the coop is on for you. Let's go into the gappers, and then we'll go into the regular watch list from yesterday. All right. Cool. Let's do the Lord's work here. So remember, the market has been heating up a little bit, so we also have a handful of things to just be mindful of when you look. And you want to kind of focus in on some of these earnings plays. Earnings season is over, but there are still like some earnings plays that are trickling out, and they've been following through. And so we want to, just keep a list. You want to keep a list of earnings breakouts here. I got a whole list of these things, right? Crowd, W, Roblox, so on and so forth, NTAP. Some of them have been rolling over, but most of them have been holding up pretty good. Old Roku, Simp, Path, IoT, ESTC, so on and so forth. So we want to keep a list of these, because anytime these start to set up, we want to go into them. And so we want to kind of, as you see good earnings breakouts, transfer them to the other list. So CMND, small cap stock. This is a micro cap stock. So this is not our tour du jour, right? This is for like, shady Discord rooms, people that do small account challenges, shit like that. That's more of this kind of speed, not my personal flavor, right? Everybody likes the smell of their own farts, but not this kind. GTLB. Now this kind of interesting. So their earnings came out yesterday, if I remember correctly, but or yesterday, but then it looks like maybe it came out after hours. I don't really know. This is got a big base, 87 million share float. So it's pretty low float. I consider anything under 250 million. It used to be 100, but we changed the rules because, with the algos and stuff now, the higher float stocks will start to move. This is nice. You got a big base here. It doesn't matter how you draw it, right? You have multiple levels that you're pulling out here. If you look at a weekly chart, right? So let's go to a weekly chart here, guys. And you want to really be mindful of these. This is the setup that's been working, right? If you think of Affirm and Roku and so many of these things, what are the setups that are working in any given market? You have different types of setups that go, right? So in the beginning of the year, earnings breakouts were working. Then they stopped as the market got extended, and it was just your kind of big tech stocks that were going. Now earnings breakouts are back in flavor, right? They're back in style. They're working. So this is a weekly chart of the GitLab. What does GitLab do? Nobody fucking knows, right? Doesn't matter. This thing used to be $140, right? This is the kind of, you want it to look like a Nike swoosh, right? Remember that Nike swoosh. Wait, is the Nike swoosh a hockey stick, right? Screw Nike, right? Screw Nike. Nobody's worn Nike since 1996, but you guys are wearing those Onan shoes now, right? Those things are nasty too. There's nothing worse than a guy that wears Onan shoes, except the guy that wears Under Armour. And then the Nike guys after that. So you got the 3 worst people in the history of the world. I would say 5 worst people in the history of the world. Number 1 is always the Crocs guy, right? He's the Crocs guy. The Crocs guy, he's a fucking jerk, right? He's got Monster Energy drink. He's got Oakley's, and he's got his Crocs on with smelly feet. He's obviously number 1. But then you got like these guys that do the Hokas, athletic propulsions. These are like your kind of like wannabe upper middle class yuppies. They wear golf shirts or like golf bros, but they don't golf. They go to like whiskey wine bars, but they don't know anything about whiskey or wine. These guys are the hugest fucking assholes around, right? Those guys usually date rape. They have pickup trucks, but they don't even haul lumber, right? There should be a rule. You don't fucking haul lumber, you shouldn't have a pickup truck. So that guy's like the second worst person. The third worst person is usually, it's usually the 40-year-old like gym bro guy that wears Under Armour still, or like basketball shorts. He's got like 2, 3 kids. He's rocking like big basketball shorts. He's got some Under Armour guys, Under Armour. Like it looks like he's stepping straight out of like an Adam Sandler movie, right? That guy, he's got no style, but usually he's a good dude. He just thinks it looks cool, but obviously he looks like a huge asshole too. That's 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 the next guy. And then after that, you got the Nike bros that are just like, yo, I'm on the Nike. But potato. Look, I got a Detroit Lions shirt and jean shorts on, but I got 2 gold chains. So, in the end, I can do whatever I want. Now, let's go back into this. All right. So we got GitLab. Let's add this to the watch list. Man, you guys distract me. We're supposed to be more focused in the morning. A little bit more focused in the morning. Nothing like some Under Armour. A little dry fit. A little dry fit. Whatever, I just happened 100% cotton. I don't know much about Hey Dudes. I haven't heard of those. Let's see this PCT. Whoa, blast from the past. Right, PCT had this epic run for like a couple days, and then it's just been just chilling. Pure Cycle Technologies. These guys, I believe, are doing some kind of cycling. You can play something like this. Let me see what the PR is on this bad boy. I didn't see it yet. Hold on, let me look it up. TC2000 has been a little bit weird on updating their PRs. Pure Cycle resumes pellet production at Ironton Purification. So this is not a cycling company. Pollution and treatment controls. Pass. Yang, China Bear ETF. Look, China Bear ETF up about 50% in the 40% last few days. Big base breakout, but you're on like day 6 of a move. I'm wondering here, at some point, if we get a speed up in these, we'll probably get some climactic selling. We're not there yet, but we'll get some climactic selling in some of this soon. There's just not much you can do with Chinese stocks right now. They gap, they crap, they don't do anything. I leave the Chinese stocks alone. There's so many good stocks to play right now. Let's leave the Chinese stocks alone. They stink. NIO might be a little bit different. NIO reportedly included in Chinese industry ministry list of approved vehicle manufacturers. Don't know what that means, but shit. Don't know what that means, but that might be something for today. Approved. Approved always sounds good. What's going on? I'm 50-50 on this one. I'm going to add it for now, see if it catches a trend, but I'll take that off in a hot second. XP's an upgrade. Bonds are still cooking. I don't know about this one. Pass. Hey, Hood. You got a little bit of you got a little juicy McGee in Hood. Hood is extended on the daily. So if you look here, you're up like kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, rest day, 7, 8, 9 days in a row. So you got kind of 2 things that are happening here that I think are important. Number one is, you're at this key psychological level, but also the 200-day moving average, right? So this has a chance to go. The question is it too extended to do it right there? So you got the 9 EMAs at $9, right? The further you are from the 9 EMA, the more risky the trade essentially is. So my preference on this is to leave this alone. Look, you're at the top of the Bollinger Band, 90 stochastics. You're a little bit far from the 90. I had this on my longer term list, as I do think this is probably bottomed out and you get this huge base here. I think for the next few days we leave it alone though. Old CVS, the launch cost advantage Caremark true cost. Company order full year EPS, revenue projections. Look at all those revenues, EPSs. They're announcing their earnings basically. You know, you can roll with this. CVS sucks to trade. I mean, it really does. It's like trading Target. It's like trading Target. It's not. It ain't that fun. I think we leave this thing alone. We got hotter stuff to play. Hold on here. Let's get some music going here. All right. Let's find some other juicies here. All right. So there's no real hot gappers besides GTLB. Let's look on the downside, see if we got anything here. These are not enough volume here. Apple, not enough volume. DBI, enough volume. Chunk. Small caps. Chunk. SWTF. You know, this is probably something I sent an alert here if it gets this way. They had a big pop and now you're kind of consolidating. I'd put an alert on this one, but not a priority yet. In this market, you got to watch a lot of stocks. So what you got to do is just, you know, be very liberal with your alerts. Chunk. All right, let's go to the game plan here. Enough fugazis. NVIDIA, 1, 2, 3, 4. Couple sideways days, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days in a row. Couple 9 red days, couple sideways rest days inside candles. 450 is a mark. You're on the lower Bollinger Band. You're on the 50-day moving average. You have 14 stochastics. All right, 14 stochastics. This is a good look. This is a good look for a quick bounce. If this goes red to green, I think we got to take this thing down. What I mean by down is up. So like we're going to buy it, not take it down like we shorted. I think the short on this is over for at least a day or two. It had a nice juice yesterday, whatever, but this is on a sweet spot, I think, that we can take. I'm not into large caps right now, or mega caps. We shouldn't call these large caps. Mega caps, nation state stocks. But the big hairy Indian butters, I think that you come down about 50 points, 10%. Usually on these big names, you come down 15, 20%. You're kind of into this, sweet spots here. We got support here. Dudes, we're coming in on this one, right? Probably right at the open. Add that to the list. All right. Second one. I don't want to be in the large cap game, but just for today. Meta was about 350, 345. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Lower Bollinger Band, sitting right at the 50. It may need to retest down here. Not sure. If it goes red to green, we're going to give it a whirl. Watch, there's 2 levels here. The red to green spot, and then yesterday's high, which is 321. Start watching them around these spots, all right? Start watching them around these spots. You got room to about 328 on these. Bros, we can come in on the shred on something like that. That's good stuff right there, all right? I think the rest of these we leave alone. Like if you see Tesla's in an okay location, but frankly, it sucked the trade lately. It really has. Like there was one day here, there's a trend, and there's a day here, there's a trend. But when you take out those, like this specific day right here, and then it just rolled over anyways. And you take out those specific couple days, they've been sucking the trade. So I'm not even trying to get in on this one. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, fuck it. We don't need it. Microsoft's in no man's land right now. So that's what I mean, right? We leave kind of big tech alone because they're all in no man's land at the moment. So we'll leave this run. The only two I like are NVIDIA, Meta. All right. Now, let's talk about the daily watch list. All right. Hey, this series had a huge break over the 200-day moving average, big volume pop, about 3 times its normal. I like this one for potential red to green if the liquidity holds. Love the look on that one. All right. Old W's consolidating here. We're down by 1%. The 90 EMA is at 55. It's just tightening up here. Watch this 15-minute chart. If it breaks to 59, man, we're coming in hot on this thing. It's going to look, man, it's going to look like a nice Buenos. Big time Buenos. All right. So keep this one on the watch list too. We've got, dude, we got a good spot on this. You know, we got a good spot on this and it rolls. The issue with W is going to be there's a little bit of lack of liquidity, right? So you don't want to come in too hot. Often with W, you got to like scoop some on the lows and then kind of massage the balls on it as it starts to spike up. You don't want to come in like, you don't want to come in chasing it. When you chase stocks that have big spreads and that trade thin, they dump out of nowhere. And then you're just like, you always lose more than you want because it's got a spread on it, right? It's going to have 30-cent spread, 40-cent spread. It could be, you know, whatever, but it's going to have a big spread. This I love, right? So inside day setup, guys. Remember this. The inside day setup is the hottest setup in the market right now, all right? The hottest setup in the market right now. When you get a big bull market, you get a pop, you get an inside day that's a narrow range day, right? A narrow range day that compresses the range, and then you take out that 25.50. Ho ho! That's when you get the cheese, the quesos, all right? That's when you get the quesos. So add in the path of God, all right? Now, from there, love this IONQ, right? This is the kind of setup we want to be a part, right? Big range break, right? A little bit more midi. It's a little mid-cappy. That's some good God-fearing Christian fun right there. Good God-fearing Christian fun right there if it can break. So it's got a break and a hold. We'll see. Dude, we'll see what's up. Dude, why do they always change the Gmail chat? What's up with that? Man, change the Gmail chats. What's up with that? Anybody notice this shit? Hold on here. Trying to get my business partner on the line. All right, so IONQ. Snow. Out of all the mega caps, besides, you know, the quick flip on Meta and NVIDIA, Snow's got the best setup. You got the earnings breakout here. You got 4 days consolidation. You got a nice big base here. If it takes out 192, 195, I think you got some nice cheese on this one, all right? Let's add this bad boy right to the kitchen. AOI, there's something. So in this market, it's good because you got something for everybody. What I mean by something for everybody is, you got small caps, mid caps, large caps, $5, $10, $15, $20. You got stocks for days, right? You got everything you could ever wish for and more. And that's all you can ask for, right? So you got flat top breakout on AOI. Not my specific priority, but I know some of you guys like these cheapies. Dash, high tight flag, right? So this is earnings. Pull back to the 9, right? They got high tight flag over here. HFT, I don't know what the exact terminology is, but it's a buenos. That's Spanish for good. And yo, if the JOLT report sucks, I think I think one more push on this, like a fake red to green, and then maybe around 40, we try to roll this thing, all right? Not necessarily just yet, But I think if it like say it busts through, right? And then that JOLTS report comes out a little bit goosey, then we can try this one for fade. All right. There's a couple of these kind of stocks that we can, mess around with. Point had what's kind of like what we call like an indecision day. And you gapped up, but then you kind of faded off the rest of the day, but not much. This is a prime time location for a day two play. All right. Prime time location for a day two play. Oof, this has got some good. This is nice, real nice. We get coin for short, man. If we need one, right? This is like if the JOLTS report that comes out at 10, if it gooses the market to the downside, there's a little deflation in some risk assets, then, man, we want to come in. We want to come in hot on this one. All right. We want to come in hot on this one to downside. You can see the range. So the ATR on this is $8. That's a good ATR. That's as much ATR as Tesla right now, right? And it's half the price. So you got good percentage ATR. Let's add that one. I think UPST may need a rest day because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. GME. That was the one I was looking for. 1725. Red to green takeout. 1725. I think that one's got some jizz. And I really like this one. This one's a little bit of a cheapie, but this was $100, right? At some point, it was like a $30 billion company. Then it came all the way down. It's been marinating at that 5 spot. It's been doing a little bit of a hibachi grill right at that 5 spot. Man, if you get some weakness on this one and then, probably red to green, I think you're gonna be pretty happy. Everybody's asking about this CVNA. I'm not necessarily sure on CVNA. I think it holds, but you never know, right? This stock is like has its mind of its own. I got it still on the list for long, but we do got to be a little bit careful. All right. We got to be a little bit careful on this one. Love my wife and raise my kids in the same way that my daddy did. Man, opening down 3% too. My issue on this one is like when I try to do like red to green type of trades, I like a really light open, right? It's like if it opens down too much, then it ends up kind of messing up with the setup. So just kind of be mindful of that. We'll see. I got it on the watch list. It may get some traction right here at 38.50. Then we'll see. Like what's up, right? And look, we got this AI. This earnings are out tomorrow, so it may not do anything. It may wait till the earnings, but keep an eye. I keep an alert at 31.50. Sometimes they push right before earnings, sometimes they don't. Good, that's the list. I'm sticking to it. What are we missing? Right, remember, at the open, the focus is going to be on these red to greens and Meta, NVIDIA. Then we shake and bake, right? Then we start to shake and bake. Then we want to start going in like kind of top of the list, right? Like Roblox was sitting there at a breakout spot. Now I think this one might be slightly extended going into it too. That's my worry with some of these. See, you got 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests. It's a Butamus. It's a Butamus Maximus. It's a Butamus Maximus Aurelius. But can you be a Butamus Maximus Aurelius if you're running like 6-7 days into the resistance spot? At some point, resistance resists. And that's usually when you get extended, right? Resistance is like oftentimes just areas of breakout when the market gets hot, unless you're extended going into it. Then, oddly, it resists. So we'll have to be a little bit careful. But I think we go path of the gods, right? 25.50. That's a 6 windows. All right, we go NVIDIA, Meta, GTLB. first pullback. Rule of thumb on this kind of setup, first pullback tends to be the hottest spot. Let's add them GTLBs of 6 windows. PR, Bank of America, forecast recession. What's up, Ma? Well, what's going on? Can I get a little splash of coffee?
Yeah.
Oh! GTLB Meta, Path, CVNA, Roblox. We need a little IO in too. Remember these, don't fall asleep on these cheapies. We got W, Snow, that's a second 6 windows. The Dash Nation's looking good. Let's get this thing going. Oh yeah, baby. All right, guys, you know what the drill is. We got to do the Lord's work in the devil's playground, my friends. Lord's work in the devil's playground. And get your indexes up too. Remember, watch the price of TLT also. And that JOLTS report. Remember, JOLTS report's at 10. So what we're going to be doing, we got 2 sessions today. We got the 9:30 to 10, and then we go 10 post 10. So you got 2 types of things you got to do. Let's go do what we do, which is the do.